Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be one of many upcoming videos where I boost the Camaro. Now I've been talking about this for a while in my past videos where I was going to boost the car. It's going to be happening next year, probably in the spring. But this is going to be the first video basically telling you my plan. You know, some stuff might change as it goes on, but for the most part I got the general idea of the direction I'm going to be going with this project. So I am going to be doing a turbo. Now, it's going to be a truck manifold turbo kit. As you can see over here, I actually just picked up my manifolds off eBay. They came in the other day. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have saw I posted them up once they came in. So the reason I'm going to be doing a truck manifold kit is solely because of AC. Now, some of you third gen guys might know that CX Racing, they sell a lot of stuff on eBay. They actually make a turbo kit for this car, specifically for a third gen with an LS in it, and I believe it's also a 76 millimeter turbo, and it mounts right over here, and it's the whole complete kit. I think is like $2 grand with the turbo and everything. But the only problem with that is you have to get rid of the AC, and that's something I do not want to do. So I'm going to be on my own for this one. The benefit of the truck manifolds over getting like regular forward-facing turbo manifolds or turbo headers is with the truck manifolds. Basically what you do is, these came off of a 2006 Suburban. Now when these things get mounted up, all you're doing is you're flipping them upside down. So basically when they're in the car, they're going to be sitting like that, except they're going to be a lot lower. And the benefit of that is because they are kind of low profile with the way they're coming up, there's going to be a lot of space under the header, which is where I'm going to put my exit downpipe. Where with the CX Racing kit, you have those forward-facing headers that pretty much come out, and there's no room to get the downpipe out. And I believe with the CX Racing kit, they put it underneath the header on this side. But the reason that works is because it gets rid of the AC and you don't have the compressor down there. So there is enough room to stick it deep down in there below the frame rail. So I'm going to be doing truck manifolds because of they're going to leave me the room to get the downpipe out and let me keep the AC. Plus they're pretty cheap. I got these things shipped $70 on eBay. So, I mean, that's good. I am going to change a few things on them. For one, I'm just going to wrap them with header wrap just to clean them up, make them look a little nicer, because these things are a little bit ugly. And I'm going to be chopping off these terrible flanges here, because this one already, it came with studs missing, and this one's kind of stripped. But I mean, just the V-band clamps alone are going to make this, it's going to clean it up, it's going to look a little nicer, and it's going to be a lot easier if I ever have to take the kit apart. And when I'm assembling it, you know, putting it on and off, and I don't have to worry about these seizing up in the future, and or the flanges leaking if it's not sitting flat. So I picked up a couple of 2.5-inch V-band clamps. That's what the size is on here. So probably in my next video, I'm going to be cutting these off and welding the V-bands on. So plan as far as the order everything is going to go. Next video, like I said, is probably going to be modifying these and getting the V-bands welded on. And then I'll probably take a break for a little while because it's a few days before Christmas right now. And you can see there's not really any snow around. It actually snowed a few times recently, but it all melted. But I don't know how long that's going to hold off. So all the salt and everything washed away long enough where I could get the car out and at least shoot this first video for you guys, because I really do want to get a jump on this. And at least if I have these things ready to go and I got a video, you know, outlining what I'm going to do, it'll give you an idea of what's to come and what's going to be in store. But after the headers, once it warms up, I'm probably going to go to the fuel system. I am going to do an in-tank dual Warborough 255 pump. I'm going to have to do that all custom, you know, take the tank out, put a double pump in there. I'm going to probably run a bigger feed up to the front. I mean, the factory 3/8 is probably going to be big enough for my horsepower goals, but just for the future, I might as well just, you know, go to a, I think I have a -6 now. I'm probably going to go to a -8 feed and return hose. Intake, I'm probably going to leave. There's mixed feelings on using these fast intakes for boost. I believe Fast says they're rated for, they test them at like 28 psi, so I'm probably just going to keep it. The only thing I am going to change, I'm going to get rid of this throttle body, probably drop it down to like a 92, because this is a 102, and the outlet coming off the turbo, I think it's probably only maybe 3 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches, and this is like a 4-inch pipe here, so I don't want to have to go to like a reducer and all that. It's probably going to look a little shitty, so I'm just going to go get rid of this throttle body, get like a 92 millimeter. That'll go right onto that intake, no problem whatsoever. And then as far as the whole setup, I'll have the truck manifolds flipped facing up. This is probably going to have to go, obviously. I'm going to have to relocate that. The battery's probably going to have to go in the back. All stuff that's going to be included in the series. I might have to move this proportioning valve. I could probably drop it down or run the line over here somewhere. I'll figure that out later. Spark plug wires are going to have to get changed because the header is going to be facing up, so I'm just going to get like a universal wire kit and probably just run them up, back, and then under the header just so they don't get melted and they're out of the way. The only thing as far as the accessories go is I am going to probably relocate the alternator to right over here, because once this header is on, the flange, I believe it ends up somewhere like over here, so I'll be able to put the alternator here, not have a problem. And by doing that, I'll have room here to have my downpipe go down and under this header. You see there's plenty of room there, especially once the manifold is flipped. That pipe will fit through there, no problem whatsoever. Piping wise, I'm not sure how I'm gonna run it exactly. I'm kind of on the fence between having both pipes come, like one coming off the header, coming over this way, both of them merge here and have the turbo sitting here. And then from there, I'll just have the exit pipe come out, go under where the alternator was and go out that way. And that lets me keep the AC. I'm pretty sure I measured I could fit a 4-inch pipe. It's gonna be weird like making the bend to have a curve under, but there seems to be enough room. I mean, this intake isn't going to be here, so I should be able to go over, clear the steering box, and then just loop it under. It's between that or having both pipes meet in the middle and mount the turbo in the center, which I'm leaning on not doing, just because from what I could see, if you're going to do that, you have to get really low profile fans. I mean, I'm probably going to have to get low profile fans anyway, but in addition to that, you got to like kind of push the radiator forward to give you more room to fit the turbo, so I'm really not leaning towards that solution. As far as the intercooler goes, you know, I did go and put the hood pins in, so now that I don't have a giant hood latch here, I'll be able to fit a nice big intercooler with plenty of room, so that's not going to be a problem. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums up everything for now. Like I said, as this goes on, there might be some changes as I pull this thing apart and notice what's going to work, what's not going to work. I got to see how, you know, the heater hoses and the AC hoses, how that's going to interfere. I mean, these I can always move out of the way. I'm not too worried about that. Same thing with the heater hoses. I could probably pull them up over along the fuel rail, or maybe extend them and have them come up over that way. It's really hard to say without actually pulling this thing apart. But for now, I'm just going to start with getting these manifolds ready, cutting off the flanges and welding on the V-bands. And then it's probably going to slow down for a little bit video-wise because it's going to get colder out. If I had like a shop or a garage where I could just leave the car down and do it, I would just start pulling it apart right now. I wouldn't care, and just, you know, really take my time ordering parts, seeing what's going to work, what's not going to work. So I'm just going to have to play it by ear, and my goal is really to have the car running as long as it can before I actually have to start like putting the turbo stuff on. So the manifolds, I could get them done, have them sitting to the side, then I could drop the tank down, do the double pumps, change all the lines. Injectors are probably going to be last. I'm probably going to have them put on once I am at the tuner, just so I could drive it there. But I mean, power wise, I'm going to try to aim, I would like to get 700 at the wheels. I mean, that's probably a little optimistic on a stock 5.3. I mean, I don't know, a lot of guys have done it. How long it's going to hold up, I don't really know. So anything between 550 to 650 I'll probably be happy with. But you know, I'm going to play it by ear, see how much it makes, and then go from there. I spent $300 on this motor on Craigslist, so in the event that it popped, I wouldn't be too sad about it. But I do want to try to make some good power without, you know, going crazy and risk blowing this thing up on purpose. So, I mean, that's all going to play with my fuel system and whether or not I do meth injection and stuff like that. But if I can make like between 550 to 650 on pump gas, you know, safe on the street, I think I'll be all right with that. The clutch was already done. I got a twin disc in there. I'm not worried about that. The only really weak links in the whole drive system are probably going to be the stock 10 bolt, which I'm not too worried about because I'm not gonna, you know, go put drag tires on this thing and go launch it at the track. It's mostly a street car, so I'm not too concerned about that. The only really thing I'm probably gonna change is the drive shaft. So I do have the stock 30-year-old drive shaft in this thing, and spinning up 700 horsepower on a dyno through that thing is probably not a great idea. So I'm probably gonna do that and put a drive shaft loop in. But other than that, everything is probably gonna stay really the same. Motor-wise, everything's good to go. Like I said, the head gaskets were done, head studs, all that stuff's good to go. I got the turbo cam in it. It's funny because I actually was going to do, I was going back and forth on this for a while. I was originally going to do a ZL1 blower on this thing from like a 5th gen, you know, and it was really going to work out well because the blower just bolt on here. I would have to change the accessories to like an LSA accessory drive, and then I could keep the AC doesn't have to get touched. The compressor stays where it is. Everything will work out the way it is. The only downside to that it's going to be more money. Sure, it's going to be less work. I don't have to do a lot of modification. I have to like fabricate a hot side and weld and all this. But cost-wise, it's probably going to be about $2,500 more because I have to get the whole accessory drive and just between the blower, I want to get the most power out of it as I can. I was going to do the meth injection and do all that extra stuff just to squeeze every last horse out of it. And because this is only a 5.3, it wasn't going to make as much power as if I did the turbo. Now with the turbo, I mean, people just pull these things out of like express vans, junkyard trucks, throw a turbo on, they make ridiculous horsepower, you know, stock cam, head gaskets, everything. So cost wise and power wise, I think turbo's the way to go as far as my car goes and what I'm actually aiming for. If you guys have any suggestions as far as what I'm you know, any tips or tricks as far as building this system, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I would love to hear it. But I've been thinking about this for a while, so for the most part, fuel system wise and parts wise, turbo, I have everything figured out. The interesting part is going to actually be making the bends and joining everything and welding it together, because I never did anything like that before. I don't have a tubing bender, so I'm just going to be buying all the U-bends off of like Summit and eBay, the steel U-bends, and just cutting them at an angle with a chop saw and just fitting them up, tack welding them in place, seeing what's going to work. So that's going to really be, you know, the really heavy, you know, tedious part of the build. But other than that, everything should go together pretty straightforward. I'm going to try to post update videos as I go. Next video, I'll be modifying these guys. So as always, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.